Boston is brimming with history, a vibrant sports culture, and several superb educational institutions. Affectionately called Beantown and the home of Cheers, where everyone knows your name, there's plenty to see and do while you're in town. Join us for 12 spectacular sights that shouldn't be missed, and make sure to stay tuned for the whole video for our number 1 pick. It's a surprising spot for a national park. Number 12. Newbury Street. Newbury Street is a vibrant scene full of restaurants, cafes, and shops. Spanning 8 blocks, this dining and shopping district is downright legendary. At one time, the entire area was underwater until the harbor was filled, transforming into the Back Bay neighborhood. Considering the town is home to the famous Boston Marathon, it's no surprise that one of Newbury's main stores is a 2-story Nike store. But if books are more your speed, you can get some comics at the Vintage Comic Book Store or spend hours perusing the stacks at the Boston Public Library. You can even tap into your dark side if you embark on the ghost tour exploring the Boston Stranglers' hunting grounds. No matter your proclivities, you'll find something to keep you enthralled on Newbury Street. Number 11. Downtown Boston. The downtown district of any city is usually where you'll find the most excitement. Boston also marks one of the oldest North American settlements, tracing its roots to the 1600s. One of the many historical landmarks in the area is the Union Oyster House restaurant. Serving up freshly caught oysters for more than 200 years, it's a unique gastronomy experience for any foodie. But before you fill up on oysters, take a thrilling ride on the Codzilla Boat Cruise, which takes its guests on a 40-mile-per-hour whirlwind adventure in the harbor. You'll get soaked as the boat spins in circles, so bring a change of clothes before you continue your exploration of Boston. Number 10. Boston Public Garden. Located in the heart of Boston, this garden is free to enter, making it popular for locals and tourists alike. Originally a swampy marshland, it was transformed into a public garden in the early 1800s and has since operated as one of the most beloved green spaces in the city. Take a leisurely ride on the iconic swan boats, or go hunting for the numerous statues of historical figures if you'd rather immerse yourself in Boston's rich history. Number 9. Cambridge. The vibrant community of Cambridge is home to Harvard University and MIT. It's also a great escape from the hustle and bustle of Boston, trading it for a cozy, charming area that feels a little slower and more relaxed. A city meant for wandering, there are several different neighborhoods to explore, or you can wander the Harvard bookstore looking for the perfect Harvard University souvenir. Harvard Square attracts the most visitors and has plenty of boutiques, restaurants, coffee shops, and live theater spaces. And Harvard University claims the title of America's oldest university, first opening its doors in 1636. That's right. This university is older than the United States of America. And if you are more interested in intellectual pursuits, make sure to visit the Museum of Science on the Craigie Drawbridge. It's home to more than 700 interactive exhibits, an IMAX theater, and impressive planetarium shows. Number 8. Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill is one of Boston's most visited historic sites. The Bunker Hill Monument is a 200-plus-foot granite obelisk that commemorates the famous battle that took place on the grounds during the Revolutionary War. You might be surprised to learn that this revered area doesn't mark a win for the colonists who fought the British on these grounds. Instead, it was a moral victory, where independence fighters learned they could inflict severe damage on their enemies, giving them hope for the war at hand. Be ready for some exercise, as you'll need to submit nearly 300 steps to make it to the top to enjoy the monument and the views. If you're not interested in the Stairmaster, you can still check out the Bunker Hill Museum at the base of the hill. Number 7. Beacon Hill. Not to be confused with the last spot on our list, Beacon Hill is a historic neighborhood that welcomes visitors and residents. You can find Beacon Hill Park and the Boston Common within the quaint community. Historical sites include the Paul Revere House and the gold-domed Massachusetts State House, established in 1798. Be sure to check out the classic gas lamps that line the streets. For a fun game, see how many of the 2,800 you can find. And if you'd like a glimpse into the ritziest area in Boston, be sure to check out Louisburg Square, which is said to be the most expensive place to live in the entire city. The homeowners also own the larger square, which has been home to several famous people and heads of state. Number 6. Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. Even if you don't know the history behind the Boston Tea Party, chances are you've at least heard of the infamous event. Visiting this area is an experience for the senses, as you'll be immersed in a reenactment of rebellious 1773 Boston. You can be in the room where it happened and board one of the docked tea ships, doing your part to dump tea overboard to show your unwillingness to be taxed without representation in England. Within the museums, you'll view the only known surviving tea chest from the actual event, preserved for more than 200 years. And after you've browsed the gift shop at the end of a hard day of tyranny, you can sip some tea in Abigail's Tea Room and Terrace, which provides unparalleled waterfront and skyline views. Number 5. Fenway Park. Fenway Park is one of America's most iconic sports venues, and a visit to Boston just isn't complete without taking in a game. Located in the heart of the city, Fenway has been home to the Red Sox since 1912. Even if you aren't a baseball fan or a fan of the team, it's worth taking a tour of the park to see all the things that make it unique. Iconic attractions include the Green Monster and Pesky's Pole. So whether you're a diehard fan or just visiting Boston for the first time, Fenway Park is definitely worth a visit. Number 4. Boston Common Park. This 50-acre public park is one of a series of connected parks within Boston. Referred to as the Common by locals, it's been used for public hangings and as campgrounds for invading British troops. In more recent history, it's been a prime location for speeches from iconic figures like Pope John II, Martin Luther King Jr., and Gloria Steinem. But today, it's where most enjoy a picnic on a sunny day or visit some of the nearby attractions. If you visit with kids, or just love marine life, the New England Aquarium offers up close and personal views of thousands of marine animals. You can see penguins, jellyfish, sea turtles, giant anaconda snakes, and even whales. There's even an interactive touch tank that spans 4 floors. Number 3. Quincy Market. This historic market district in the heart of downtown is full of things to do. There are plenty of delicious restaurants to whet your appetite and shops selling everything from souvenirs to local arts and crafts. You can also just enjoy strolling around and taking in the sights and sounds of the area. It's a great area to take a seat and do some people watching. You can't visit Quincy Market without learning a little bit about its history. The market was originally built in the early 1800s and has been a cornerstone of Boston ever since. Number 2. Freedom Trail. If there's one activity that you should partake in, it's the Freedom Trail. It will take you to many locations on our list, but at your own pace and under the power of your own 2 feet. You'll start your walk at the Boston Common Visitor Center and pass by 16 historical monuments or locations, not to mention any other hidden gems you find along the way. Some of the sites you'll see that we haven't already mentioned are the site of the Boston Massacre, several burying grounds, the Benjamin Franklin statue, and Boston Latin School. It's also pet-friendly, making it a fantastic way to keep your pet involved if you intend to travel with your 4-legged children. The path is relatively easy to follow, highlighted by red lines that guide you along this 2.5-mile route. In just a few miles, you'll experience more than 250 years of history and step back to a pre-revolutionary period rife with hope and possibility. Number 1. Boston Harbor. Boston's waterfront district is quintessential Boston and has plenty of activities to keep you busy. You can explore nearly 40 miles of bike and pedestrian-friendly paths along the water, but there's more to see than just the harbor itself. A quick ferry ride delivers you to a national park of all places. The Boston Harbor Islands National and State Park covers 34 islands and peninsulas with dozens of trails and plenty of wildlife spotting opportunities. You can soak up the sun with far more peace and quiet than you would on the busy harbor. George's Island includes visiting a Civil War-era fort, Fort Warren, if history and architecture interest you the most. And if you prefer a more laid-back approach, you can buy tickets for a cruising tour of Boston Harbor that highlights the 3 historic lighthouses punctuating the land. You might even see a humpback or finback whale if you're lucky. That's it for today's video. Have you visited any of the spots on our list? Do you have any Beantown favorites to add? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to tap that like button to let us know. And if you'd like more travel content and city guides, subscribe to our channel. Ringing the bell enables notifications so you never miss an update from us. Until next time.